Are we ready for the declaration that God has for us? Are we excited for the declaration that God has for us? 2026 is our year of Jubilee. 2026 is our year of Jubilee. 2026 is our year of Jubilee. And so I'm going to explain what that means. Guys, listen, I'm gonna be a little long today. I want to take my time and teach. Because God has had some exciting stuff for us in 2026. But we have to be able to receive the instructions. I don't need anybody praying for me. Open your eyes. As we're about to cross over into 2026, the Lord is about to give you some keys to unlock some doors so you can also enjoy your year of Jubilee. Jubilee is a time of liberation. It's a time of rest. It's a time of restoration. During Jubilee, there's a release of slaves. There's forgiveness of debts. And the restoration of land to its original owners. I need y'all to talk back to me. This is to ensure social and economical justice. There is liberation and freedom. During the time of Jubilee, slaves were set free and they were allowed to go home to their families. There was a restoration of property. So land that was sold due to poverty was restored to the original family to prevent permanent displacement. There is an economic reset. During the year of Jubilee, debts are forgiven. And the year serves as a reset to prevent extreme inequality. The land is given rest. There's no planting. There's no reaping. There's no harvesting. No, there's no planting. But the land is supposed to produce what it should produce. So you can reap and harvest, but you're not supposed to plant during the year of Jubilee. Jubilee represents God's justice and mercy. You can find this in the book of Leviticus chapter 25. Now Jesus shows up in Luke chapter 4. And he says that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted and to proclaim liberty to the captives, recovery to the sight of the blind, and to set at liberty those who are oppressed, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. Jubilee is not just a year. Jubilee is a person. Jesus came as to set the acceptable year of the Lord, to reset for us. And so this year, the Lord said, the reset is happening. This is your year of Jubilee. This is your year of Jubilee. Sister Joelle received it. This is your Jubilee. Sister Kareem received it. This is your year of Jubilee. Now we're going to go to my main text. Y'all don't want to get excited. I'll get excited for myself. 2 Kings chapter 4. This is going to be the basis of our text so you guys can understand what I'm saying when I say the year of Jubilee. Start with, we're going to look at Elisha and the Shunammite woman. 2 Kings chapter 4, starting with verse 8. Amen. Now it happened one day that Elisha went to Shunem. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 8. And there was a notable woman, and she persuaded him to eat some food. So it was, as often as he passed, he would turn in there to eat some food. And he said to her husband, "Look now, I know that this is a holy man of God who passes by us regularly. Please, let us make a small upper room on the wall, and let us put a bed for him there, and a table, and a chair, and a lampstand. So it will be, whenever he comes to us, he can turn in there." And it happened one day that he came there and turned into the upper room and lay there. Then he said to Gehazi, his servant, "Call the Shunammite woman." When he had called her, she stood before him. And he said to her, "Say now to her, look, you have been concerned for us with all this care. What can I do for you?" Are y'all listening? What can I do for you? Do you want me to speak on your behalf to the king or to the commander of the army? She answered, "I dwell among my own people." So he said, "What then is there to be done for her?" So Gehazi answered, "Actually, she has no son, and her husband is old." So he said, "Call her." When he had called her, she stood at the doorway. Then he said, "About this time next year, you shall embrace your son." And she said, "No, my lord, man of God, do not lie to your maidservant." But the woman conceived and bore a son when the appointed time had come, of which Elisha had told her. And the child grew. Now it happened one day that he went out to his father to the reapers. And he said to his father, "My head, my head." So he said to the servant, "Carry him to his mother." When he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees until noon and then died. So she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, shut the door upon him, and went out. Then she called her husband and said, "Please send me one of the young men and one of the donkeys, that I may run to the man of God and come back." So he said, "Why are you going to him today? It is neither the new moon nor the Sabbath." And she said, "It is well." Then she saddled a donkey and said to her servant, "Drive and go forward. Do not slacken the pace for me unless I tell you." So she departed and went to the man of God at Mount Carmel. So it was, when the man of God saw her far off, that he said to his servant, "Gehazi, look, the Shunammite woman. Please run now to meet her and say to her, 'It is well with you. It is well with your husband. It is well with your child.'" And she answered, "It is well." Now when she came to the man of God at the hill, she caught him at his feet, but Gehazi came near to push her away. But the man of God said, "Let her alone, for her soul is in deep distress, and the Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me." So she said, "Did I ask you for a son of my Lord? Did I not say, 'Do not deceive me'?" Then he said to Gehazi, "Get yourself ready, and take my staff in your hand, and be on your way. If you meet anyone, do not greet him. If anyone greets you, do not answer him, but lay my staff on the face of the child." And the mother said, "As the Lord lives, and as your soul lives, I will not leave you." So he arose and followed her. Now Gehazi went ahead of them and laid the staff on the child's face, but there was neither voice nor hearing. Therefore he went back to meet him and said to him, saying, "The child has not awakened." When Elisha came into the house, there was a child lying dead on his bed. He went in, therefore, shut the door behind the two of them, and prayed to the Lord. And he went up, he laid on the child, put his mouth on his mouth, his eyes on his eyes, his hands on his hands, and stretched himself out on the child. And the flesh of the child became warm. He returned and went back and forth to the house, and went up and stretched himself. The child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And he called Gehazi, your son. He said, pick up your son. So she went in, fell at his feet, and bowed to the ground.
Amen. 2 ou 4, n'a commencé dans verset 8 là. Histoire Élisée avec madame Chounem là. Un jour Élisée t'a passé la ville Chounem côté te gen yon madame qui te gen bon ti moyen. Madame n'a fan d'elle pour venir manger avec elle. Depuis là ça, chaque fois Élisée passait la ville Chounem, c'est là que madame ça la manger. Yo la madame n'a dit Marie, regardez, moi vinn connaît homme ça qui a passé tout le temps vinn ici là, c'est un prophète bon Dieu. Un homme qui vit à part pour bon Dieu lié. On bâtit une petite pièce en maçon sous terrasse en haut. On mettait une cabane, une chaise, une table avec une lampe là-dedans. Comme ça, la vient visiter nous, la gagne un côté pour compter. Un jour, Élisée était venu la ville Chounem, il montait dans la chambre, il couchait. Il dit Gérazi, domestique liya, relais madame la pour lui. Gérazi relais madame la, les madame la rivé. Élisée dit Gérazi comme ça, mandel pour moi qui ça me fait pour lui, pour tout tracas li bay tête li pour nous. Est-ce que l'État voulait mal parler avec ou sinon commandant l'armée à pour lui? Madame la répond, merci oui, moi j'ai tout ça besoin dans mi peuple là. Élisée mande Gérazi, qui ça nous t'a faire pour lui? Gérazi dit li, pour diable, li pas un petit garçon, la fini, Marie fin grand monde. Élisée dit, relève pour moi. Gérazi relève madame la vini, li campé dans papote là. Élisée dit li, dans un an, vers là comme ça, pour qu'il y ait un petit garçon dans bras. Madame l'a dit, non, maître, tant pis, c'est serviteur bon Dieu, oui, pas bon menti. Mais madame l'a vient enceinte, Jean-Élisée te dit là, c'est comme ça, un an après, il fait un petit garçon. Petit garçon a grandi, un jour, petit garçon te a joindre papa qui t'a ramassé récolte dans le jardin à quelques autres monde. Il était comme ça, il dit papa, oui, tête moi. Papa relève yon nan domestique li li dit comme ça, pote petit garçon by maman. Domestique la prend petit garçon, li pote by maman. Maman kembe petit garçon sous jamni, rive midi petit garçon mourir. Maman monte avec dans chambre Élisée. Li mette le coucher sous cabane là, li ferme porte là et puis li sorti. Li faire le mari, li dit tant pis, voyez un domestique ban moi ak yon bourri. Moi besoin aller bon côté Élisée prophète là, m'pas miser. Marie mandel pour qui ça ce jodi pour aller bon côté prophète là, c'est pas jour repos ni c'est pas jour fête la ligne nouvelle. Madame n'a répond ça pas fait rien. Li fait c'est les bourriques là et puis il dit domestique là, dégagez fait bourrique là marcher bien vite. Pas quitter là doucement jouk m'a dit ou rete. C'est comme ça li parti pour mon camel côté Élisée serviteur bon Dieu a tayé. Élisée bien loin a vini, il dit Gérazi domestique là, même madame la vie Chounem là vini, courir à joindre, mandel si tout monde la caille bien, lui même Marie la petite li. Madame la dit Gérazi tout monde bien. Mais là il rive côté Élisée, il lagé col à terre devant lui, il maré dans pied Élisée. Gérazi fait pour la pousser, Élisée dit comme ça, quittez ou pas ouais Jean li gen gros la peine et puis Seigneur pas quitter me comme ça, li cacher ça. Là ça madame l'a dit, mais c'est moi qui te demande un petit garçon, m'pas zoom pas pour pas bon mauvais espoir. Élisée vire Gérazi li dit comme ça, pare corps non, prends bâton non les avec parti, parete sur route ou pour dire personne bonjour. Si yon moun dit bonjour pas répondre. Allez direct kay madame là là arrivé ou mettre bâton sous figi petit garçon. Mais madame nan dit ti garçon Élisée dit ti garçon dit Élisée comme ça, moi prends Seigneur vivant ensemble avec ou tout pour témoin, moi pas braler sans ou. Laisse ça Élisée levé, li parti avec. Gérazi te get prend devant, li mette bâton Élisée sous figi ti garçon, mais ti garçon pas breeding call. Gérazi tourne à joindre Élisée, li dit ti garçon pas levé. Là Élisée arrivé, li monter pour compte li dans chambre là. Li wè ti garçon mouri couché sous cabane là. Li ferme porte là et puis li prend la prière Seigneur. La fini, li monter couché sous ti garçon, li mette bouche sous bouche li ti garçon, jeli sous jeli ti garçon ak main sous main ti garçon. Li rete couché comme ça sous ti garçon. Quand ti garçon commence vinn chaud, Élisée levé, li fait un petit marché dans chambre là, la fini la coucher même Jean sous ti garçon encore. Ti garçon estané 7 fois et puis l'ouvri gel. Élisée relé Gérazi li dit, relé madame nan pour moi, la madame nan vini li dit, même petit garçon là, madame nan tombé à genoux dans pied Élisée, li baissé tête, li joue à terre, la fini li prend petit li d'aller. Parole Seigneur.
We know is a rich woman. She wasn't doing what she did to be rewarded.
Nous connaissons femme ça son femme qui était riche, li pas t'a fait ça t'a fait pour être capable joindre en bagaille dans même monde.
She was doing it because she had the spirit of hospitality.
Li t'appelle parce qu'elle était un esprit hospitalité.
She saw Elisha coming in and out. She said, I'm going to prepare a place for the man of God.
Li ouais Élisée a fait va et vient, elle dit la préparer en place pour homme de Dieu.
And because of this woman's heart,
et à cause de comme madame là,
because of the way that she received Elisha and his servant,
à cause des gens qui lui recevoir Élisée avec
how she prepared a separate room for him,
gens qui lui préparer en chambre,
make sure the linens were clean,
make sure que drap propre,
make sure that the man of God was taken care of, not just to have a place to eat, but also he knew whenever he came into Shunem, he had a place to lay his head.
Li fait certain que non seulement que li gon côté pour lui manger, mais li gon côté pour lui coucher.
He was grateful for the space she allowed for him.
Élisée était content, elle était remercié pour sa dame n'a te fait.
Because of what she did,
à cause de ça te fait,
he wanted to bless her.
Li te vle béni li.
Elisha was contemplating,
Élisée t'a pensé,
what shall be done for her? What shall be done for her in this year? Because of your obedience, because of the way that you received him, because of what you've endured, the heavens are going to say on your behalf, what shall I do for you? What can I do for her? What shall I do for her? Contemplating, what do I want to give them? Elisha offered her things of this earth. Should I go to the king for you? She said, I don't need anything. I live among my own people. She had status. She had class. She had money. She had humility. She had hospitality. There was nothing more that she needed. She was at the point where there was nothing more that she wanted. She was content in her life. She was happy with where she was at. And yet we all have a place where money can't reach, where status can't go, where contentment can't reach. There's even hidden desires in yourself that you may not even know. But God knows. This is why we must be destiny helpers in this season. Sometimes we're looking for destiny helpers. You become a destiny helper. You intercede on somebody's behalf. You go to court and petition for somebody. Gehazi stood while Elisha is going back and forth. What can I do? What can I give her? Because Elisha has access to the king. He has access to the governor. He can go to him and say, you know what, I want you to bless this woman, and she would whatever he asked them to do, they would do it. But like I said, he was thinking about ways he could bless her on this earth. It was Gehazi that opened his eyes. Twice, first Elisha Elisha called her forward
Élisée relè l'on première fois.
and said, listen,
Li m'a dit, attendez,
what shall I do for you?
qui ça m'ka fait pour?
Can I go petition the king?
Est-ce que m'ka parler avec moi?
She said, no, I have everything I need.
Non, m'gè tout ça m'besoin.
She left.
Li quitté.
Elisha is now talking to Gehazi.
Élisée kounya parler avec Gehazi.
What should I do for
Qui
her?
ça m'ka fait pour lui?
What can I do for
Qui
her?
ça m'ka fait pour lui?
When Elisha calls her back,
Là, Élisée relè l'on deuxième
Gehazi is
fois.
the one that said to her,
C'est
him.
Gehazi qui dit Élisée,
wait a minute,
tande-moi.
she has no
Il
son
pas un petit garçon.
and her husband is old.
Et Marie le grand monde.
The Message version says that she stood before the open doorway. Y'all ain't listening to me.
Message, gon version en anglais qui dit li campé dans mi-temps porte là.
She stood before an open doorway.
Li campé devant un porte qui
This
ouvri.
version says she stood before the door.
Version ça qui nous
In
sorti, li campé
2026,
devant
I
porte
declare
là.
the
Dans
open
année
doors
2026
of blessing,
là,
open
porte
doors
qui-
of benediction, open doors of everything that God has promised you. That when the heavens are saying, what shall I do? That you will stand before the open door and receive the miracle.
Moi déclaré pour l'année 2026 là, que toute porte bénédiction qui supposée ouvert pour qu'on camper devant le ciel là à penser qui ça m'a fait pour qui ça m'a camper qui ça m'a fait pour ou qui t'a camper dans porte là pour recevoir sa ciel là pour le bas.
We can petition God for our brothers and
Ou
sisters.
nous intercéder pour frère nous avec sœur nous.
You can say, Lord, this thing seems impossible for my sister.
Ou qu'a dit l'Éternel bagage ça semble impossible
This
pour
thing
sœur
seems
là.
impossible for my brother.
Bagage ça semble impossible pour
But
frère
I know
moi.
it's not impossible
Même
for
connaît
you.
li pas impossible pour
Elisha in his
même.
service discussed a second time, like I said, what she needs.
Élisée avec Gehazi parler en deuxième fois pour yo capable discuter ce qui ça le besoin.
And this is why it's important for you to have community.
Et c'est ça qui est important pour capable bien communiquer.
In this year of Jubilee, pray for your neighbor.
Dans l'année de jubilé ça, prier pour voisin yo.
Pray for your neighbor.
Prier pour voisin.
Pray for your neighbor.
Prier pour voisin.
Elisha prophesied by this time next year.
Élisée te prophétisé dans temps ça dans l'autre année
Not that you would be pregnant.
et pas que ou enceinte.
Not that you would, not that the seed will come into fruition.
Et pas comme si ça que m'a dit là c'est juste n'importe parole, comme si son semence.
He said that you will be nursing this child.
Il dit dans l'autre année qu'a venir ou gen temps à nourrir petit garçon.
And I prophesy to you by this time next year,
déclarer sous la vie l'autre année
the miracle you're waiting for,
miracle ou attendre.
you will have lived it.
Que ou vivre
By this time next year,
l'autre année dans temps ça.
you would have been pregnant with a miracle.
Enceinte avec
You would have given birth to the miracle.
miracle.
You would have been walking around with your miracle.
marcher avec miracle.
It would be in fruition
que moun a
by this time next year.
dans temps ça.
Y'all awake now?
Nous, Dieu nous clair kounya,
Now here are your instructions.
mais kounya attendez qui ça bon Dieu a dit.
Listen to your instructions. Because nothing comes without hardship. Listen carefully.
Parce que bagay là pas juste tomber dans mon comme ça.
Nothing comes without hardship.
Pas rien qui vient sans douleur.
Listen carefully.
Tendez bien.
In 2026,
Dans l'année 2026 là,
watch your mouth.
veillez bouchon.
In 2026,
Dans l'année 2026
what did
là,
I say?
qui ça me dit veillez bouchon.
Your mouth will either bless you or condemn you.
C'est bouchon qui béni ou bien maudit.
In this year, 2026, it's a year of spiritual maturity
Dans l'année 2026 là, c'est une année de maturité
and
spirituelle
obedience to God.
et obéissance à bon Dieu.
And in that obedience, he's
Et
saying,
dans obéissance
watch
à
your mouth.
la dou veillez bouchon.
A lot of times,
En pile fois,
God wants to do miracles in our
bon Dieu
midst.
voulait faire miracle dans mi-temps nous,
But because we can't watch our mouth,
mais à cause nous pas qu'à veiller bouche nous,
he can't bless our mouths.
li pas qu'à bénir bouche nous.
Because we have to understand that if he gives us a blessing to speak,
Parce que faut qu'à comprendre que si li ban nous bénédiction pour nous capable parler
and he use that same blessing to curse,
et utiliser même bénédiction pour capable
it will
maudire,
come forth.
la produit.
So we need to be able to watch our mouth.
Faut nous capable veiller bouche nous.
Because if God has given our mouths to bless,
Parce que si bon Dieu ban nous en bouche pour nous capable bénir,
you can't use that same mouth to curse.
ou pas capable utiliser même bouche ça pour maudire.
Petit bagay.
Anything.
Ça, je ne sais pas.
What you get is yours.
And what you say,
Et ça dit,
you're going to see it.
Wap well.
Si garçon ça vacamboli.
That boy is a vagabond.
TV sorti jeunesse lié.
That girl, she's out there.
And what you say with your mouth,
Et ça dit avec bouche,
you will see it.
ou après avec
So there's a spiritual level that God wants to take us.
Gon niveau spirituel que bon Dieu veut aller avec nous.
That when you speak,
que leur parler,
you see the dead rise up.
ou ouais que monde qui mourit lever.
When you speak,
leur parler,
you see things coming to fruition.
ou ouais bagay yo produit.
But if you can't control your mouth,
mais sou pas ka contrôler bouche,
He can't give you that grace.
Li pas ka ba ou grâce.
Watch your mouth.
Veille bouche.
The Shunammite woman,
femme Shunem nan,
when her son fell ill with his father, the father just sent the child with a servant.
Papa voyait ti moun nan avec un servant.
The servant laid the child on the mother's lap.
Servant nan mette ti moun nan jambe maman.
Nobody said anything.
Pat gon moun ki te di on bagay.
The father said, take the child to his mother.
Papa dit prend ti moun nan menen by maman.
The Bible said that the servant took the child and laid it on the mother's lap.
Yo dou ke Bible la fait nous connaît que domestique la prend ti moun nan mettel sous jambe maman.
And the mother stayed with this child until noon, until the child died.
Et maman rete avec ti moun nan jusqu'à ce qu'elle mourit.
She sees that her child is dead.
Li wè ke petit la mourir.
She picks up her child.
Et li prend lever ti moun nan.
She puts the child on the man of God's bed.
Et li mette ti moun nan sous cabane Élisée.
And she shuts the door.
Et puis il ferme porte là.
She received her blessing in an open door.
Li te recevoir bénédiction dans porte qui était ouverte.
Now this blessing is dead behind a shut door.
Kounya bénédiction qu'elle te recevoir li mourir derrière une porte.
She's going to find the man of God now.
Kounya doit chercher homme de Dieu.
And her husband is confused.
Et Marie va comprendre.
Why are you going to talk to him?
Pour qu'il soit prêt parler avec.
It's not Sunday.
Li pas dimanche.
It's not Easter.
Li pas jour repos.
What's going on?
Ça qu'a fait comme ça.
What does she say?
All is well.
She said, it is well.
Li dit tout pas de problème.
In 2026,
na année 2026,
when you see issues come up,
même lo wè bagay
don't
parler.
Declare on that issue.
Déclarer sous problème ça.
It is well.
Tout va bien.
You are well.
Ou bien.
You will be well.
Ou
You're
bien.
going to be
Ou
well.
bien.
She got to Gehazi.
Li rive devant Gehazi.
Elisha sees her afar off.
Élisée wel k'ap vini.
He sent his servant.
Li voye servant li.
Ask her, is it well with your husband?
Mandel, est-ce que tout bagay bien
Is
marié?
it well with you?
Est-ce que tout bagay en
Is
forme
it well with your
avec?
child?
Est-ce que tout bagay en forme avec petit?
She got to him and said,
Li dit,
what?
qui ça? Tout moun en forme.
It is well.
It is good.
She got to Elisha.
Kounya lèl rive nan pied Élisée.
Notice what she didn't say.
Li pat di.
She said, my child is dead in the room.
Li pat di, men petit garçon nan mouri nan chambre.
She said, did I ask you for a child?
Li dit, est-ce que me demande ou pour un petit?
Did I tell you not to play with me?
M'pat di ou pas jouer avec?
Elisha perceives, oh, there's something wrong with her child now.
Kounya Élisée vin comprendre gon bagay ki rive ti moun nan.
Watch your mouth.
Veye bouchon.
Elisha sends Gehazi to go.
Élisée voye Gehazi pour la.
He tells Gehazi, don't greet anyone.
Li dit,
Don't talk to anyone.
Pa parler avec personne.
In 2026,
Nan année 2026 là.
watch your mouth.
Veye bouchon.
In that culture, it is extremely rude if you're going down the path and not say hi, hello, how you doing?
Nan coutume ça li te vraiment rude pour capable ouais on monde et puis pour pas saluer.
But the Lord had given, Elisha had given Gehazi an instruction.
Mais Élisée te bail servant li en instruction.
And the instructions were, do not speak to anyone.
C'était pour pas parler avec n'importe monde.
In 2026,
Nan année 2026
what the Lord is telling you, these are your instructions.
L'Éternel a dit mais qui ça m'a dit?
Watch your mouth.
Veillez bouchon.
There's sometimes He's going to tell you to be quiet.
Gen lè la bdou ferme bouchon.
And you have to listen to the instruction to be quiet.
Et faut qu'attendre l'Éternel dit pas parler.
Because there's some things that you may say, you're going to bind yourself with what you're saying.
Parce que gen des bagay ou ap di
And he's saying, watch your mouth. Do not declare anything by what you see. Declare what you want to see. In 2026, I'm going to watch my mouth. How is them? He's well. How is Harmony? She is well. How's the job? It is well. How are you feeling? I am well. How's your child? They are well. How's your house? It is well. How's your family in Haiti? They are well. How's your mother? She is well. How's your father? She's well. He's well. Don't declare what you see. Don't respond with what you see. Respond with what you want to see. Gehazi goes on the instructions of Elisha and bring the staff to lay it on the boy's face. The Shunammite woman refused to leave Elisha. She said, as sure as my soul lives, I'm not leaving you. See, you have to understand that she wanted God's presence more than the promise. She carried that same spirit of Moses. Well, Moses said, well, if you're not there, I'm not going. If you don't go before me, I'm not going. If your presence isn't there, I'm not going. Elisha comes in, aligns his body with the boy's body. Twice. The boy sneezes 7 times. Restoration is complete. The Shunammite woman, before she goes and embraces her son, she reverences Elisha because she knew it was God that gave her the child, and she had to give God the glory. It was a setup. It was a setup. It was a setup. I said this was a year of Jubilee, right? I told you this was a year of Jubilee, right? Why would God give the woman a son, allow the son to die, just so the son can be resurrected? What is the point? Why would he do that? I'm telling you it was a setup. In 2 Kings chapter 8, we're not going to go there, but you can write it down. Elisha warns the Shunammite woman of a 7-year famine and tells her to leave. Disobedience affects everyone. Though she didn't suffer the famine, she experienced displacement. When the famine ends, she returns and goes to the king to reclaim her land. She made space for God in her house. Now she's claiming what's rightfully hers. Remember, you have rights. You have rights. The kingdom of God is not a lawless kingdom. You made a covenant with God, and no one can come and take what belongs to you. as she's arriving to go to the king to petition for her land back,
pendant que la bral côte roi pour li capable pétitionner pour cap prendre terre,
guess who's talking to the king?
Imaginons qui est-ce qui parle à roi
Gehazi.
Gehazi.
And what is he talking to the king about?
Et de qui ça qu'elle a parlé avec roi?
The king wants to know,
Roi a besoin connaître
just on this particular day,
sous jour ça,
on this particular hour,
à l'heure ça,
in this particular moment,
dans moment ça,
what the miracles of Elisha were.
qui miracle Élisée te kon fait.
And the miracle that came to Gehazi's mind at that
Et
time
miracle que Gehazi songeait dans moment
was
ça,
how Elisha raised the Shunammite woman's son.
c'est que Jean-Élisée te ressuscité petite femme Shunem nan.
Sometimes we think the miracle, it was the end.
Gende là nous penser miracle là c'était fin.
But God allowed that because it's a miracle on top of that miracle.
Mais bon Dieu te permet ça t'arriver parce que gon miracle
Y'all
son
ain't ready for me.
miracle.
There was a miracle on top of that
C'est
miracle.
gon miracle son miracle.
So you better declare restoration double.
Faut capable déclarer restauration tout.
Jubilee is a reset.
Jubilé c'est un recommencement.
It's compounding miracles.
C'est miracle sous miracle.
It's a 2-for-1 deal.
C'est 2 pour 1.
So the king hears Gehazi is telling the king about the woman.
Kounya Élisée tendait Gehazi k'ap di roi des femmes là.
No, the king.
Oh, roi tendait Gehazi k'ap expliquer des femmes Shunem là.
And she's showing up.
Et mademoiselle a carré.
And he's like, oh, there she is right here.
Elle dit même femme nan kounya.
You tell your story.
C'est eux même qui pour déclarer histoire.
The woman tells the story to the king.
Dame nan dit roi histoire.
And so the king says, why are you here? What do you want?
Et roi dit bien pour qui ça là?
And she said, well, I came back from the famine.
Moi vini parce que famine n'a fini.
And I want my land.
Et moi vle terre là.
And the king said, okay.
Et roi dit okay.
He calls his servant.
Li relè servant li.
And he says,
Et li dit,
restore all that was hers.
restaurer tout ça que pour lui.
Restore all that was hers.
Restaurer tout ça que pour lui.
And all the proceeds of the field.
Et tout ça que terre te récolté.
From this day.
Depuis jour ça.
That she left.
Depuis jour qu'elle te quitté.
Until now.
Jusqu'à kounya.
She was gone for 7 years.
Li te quitté pour 7
Restore
ans.
all that is hers.
Restaurer tout ça pour lui.
And then everything that the field produced.
Et tout ça terre
from the day that she left
depuis jour qu'elle te quitté.
Until now.
Jusqu'à
In the
retourne
year of Jubilee.
année
Nothing is
jubilé,
lost.
pas gagné
All that was
perdu.
yours is
Tout ça,
restored.
c'est pour
He's not
restaurer.
just bringing
C'est
dead
pas
things back to
seulement
life.
après ressusciter bagages
That
qui étaient
was phase
morts.
1.
Ça, c'était pas
Now,
première phase là. Mais
He's restoring
kounya,
everything that was
il a
lost.
restauré tout ça que t'es perdu.
From the day it was lost
Depuis jour que t'es quitté
until now.
jusqu'à kounya.
That is the finished work.
Mais travail qui finit.
Stand on the promises of God.
Camper sous promesse bon Dieu.
This is our year of what?
C'est année de qui ça?
It's our year of what?
C'est année de qui ça?
And this is our verse.
Et mais qui verset bon Dieu pour nous.
If you're in Sunday school, you know this verse.
Si on a l'école du dimanche, je connais verset ça.
He who did not spare his son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Romans 8:32.
Li pat même Romains 8 verset 32. Li pat même refusé propre petite li a, mais li bay li pour nous toutes. Qui Jean Paul t'a ban nous tout bagay avec petite là, tout pour grand merci.
So as we stand here in the threshold of the new year, we have 15 minutes.
Pendant que nous bral entrer dans l'année 2026 là, nous était 15 minutes.
Let us remember where we began.
On nous songer qui côté que nous t'ai commencé.
We began with Jubilee.
Nous t'ai commencé avec
Jubilee
Jubilee.
is liberation.
Jubilee c'est libération.
Jubilee is reset.
Jubilee
Jubilee is restoration.
Jubilee c'est
Jubilee is the release of slaves.
Jubilee c'est
Jubilee is the forgiveness of
debt.
debts.
C'est dette ou yo qui pardonné.
Jubilee is a restoration of land.
Jubilee c'est terre qui restaure.
Jubilee is a return of what belongs to you.
Jubilee c'est on retourner de ça qui pour.
Jubilee is a reset that prevents permanent loss.
Jubilee c'est un recommencement qui permet qu'on pas perdre bagay au permanent.
Permanent displacement.
Qui fait pas déplacer permanent.
And permanent oppression.
Et pour pas oppresser permanent.
Jubilee is God's justice.
Jubilee c'est justice bon Dieu.
And God's mercy
Et miséricorde
meeting
bon
at the
Dieu.
same time.
Qui rassembler en même temps.
We remember that God commanded the trumpet to sound and liberty to be proclaimed throughout the land.
Nous connaissons que bon Dieu te permet que trompette là t'es capable sonner et liberté te envahit terre.
Everyone wants to return to their possession.
Tout le monde est supposé retourner à possession.
Everyone to their family.
Tout le monde retourner à famille.
Nothing was to be lost. And when Jesus stood up and declared that Jubilee was no longer just a year on the calendar.
Et l'Éternel, et là Jésus te retourné te dit que Jubilee c'est pas seulement un jour dans calendrier.
It was fulfilled in him.
Mais il était accompli dans la vie.
He came to heal the brokenhearted.
Il était venu pour guérir qui est cassé.
To proclaim the liberty to the captive.
Pour capable proclamer liberté
and to
à
set
monde qui
free the oppressed.
Esclave et pour être capable bailler liberté à monde qui oppressé.
To announce the acceptable year of the Lord.
Pour être capable annoncer année bon Dieu.
We saw Jubilee in the life of the Shunammite woman.
Nous ouais jubilé dans la vie femme Shunem là.
A woman who had provision.
Une dame qui était provision.
That had status.
Qui était statut.
That had stability.
Qui était stabilité.
Yet she made space for God.
Mais il était fait espace pour bon
She
Dieu.
wasn't seeking recognition.
Il pas t'a chercher
She wasn't seeking a reward.
Il pas t'a chercher.
She simply created a presence for God in her house.
Il juste simplement créé une présence pour bon Dieu la
And because of her obedience,
et à cause de obéissance,
heavens began to ask questions.
ciel la
What shall be done for her?
Qui ça que nous qu'a fait
And this
pour
year,
lui?
because of your obedience,
Et année ça à cause de obéissance,
because of how you received him,
Jean parce que te
because of how you endured,
parce que Jean te
heaven is
enduré,
asking the same question
ciel
for
a
you.
demandé même
What
question
shall
pour
be
qui
done
ça
for
qu'elle
you?
qu'a fait pour
What
vous?
shall be
Qui ça
done
que
for
nous
you?
va faire pour vous?
Jubilee requires community and destiny helpers.
Jubilé pour capable joindre jubilé, faut capable gen moun k'ap aider destiné et moun et communauté.
Someone who can see what you cannot see.
Un moun qui ka wè koto pa ka wè.
Someone who can speak miracles that you didn't ask for.
Un moun qui ka parler miracle pas demander.
We stood before open doors.
Nous t'es campé devant porte ouverte.
Doors of miracles.
Porte miracle.
Doors of the impossible.
Porte impossible.
Doors that require faith to walk through.
Porte côté besoin la foi
And
pour te
we
marcher.
will receive the prophetic word for by this time next
Et
year.
nous va recevoir parole prophétique là dans décembre 2026.
The miracle is not just promise.
Miracle n'est pas seulement promesse.
It will be lived.
Mais la vie.
It will be carried.
It
It will be birthed. It will be fully visible.
Et moun ap ka wèl.
You receive your instructions.
Recevoir instruction yo.
Watch your mouth.
Veiller.
Speak
bouche
life.
Parler.
Declare
parole vivant.
it is well.
Déclarer que tout va bien.
And know when to be silent.
Et connaît là où supposé fermer bouche.
Know who to speak to.
Connaît qui est pour parler.
Know how to go straight to the source.
Connaît qui j'en pour aller directement dans source.
Understand what you bind on earth is bound in heaven.
Comprendre ça marrer sous terre ou marrer dans ciel.
And what you loose on earth is loose in
Et
heaven.
ça laguer sous terre ou laguer dans ciel.
Understand that your words carry weight.
Connaît que parole ou kembe pouvoir.
Understand that you have to have discernment.
Comprendre que faut gen discernement.
The woman had discernment in action.
Dame nan te gen discernement en action.
We have to want presence over promise.
Faut nous capable besoin plus présence plus passer promesse.
You have to know when to shut your door.
Faut connaître qui là pour fermer porte.
When to guard your words.
Là pour garder ça veiller ça comme ça.
And when to refuse to move without God.
Et là refuser pour déplacer sans bon Dieu.
And because of that obedience, you shall see dead things come to life.
Et à cause de l'obéissance à ouais bagay qui te mourir ressuscité.
You saw that it was a setup.
Ou ouais que son setup.
All that happened to that woman with her son.
Tout ça qui t'est arrivé dame avec
It was a setup.
C'est un setup.
So that she could receive her land back.
Pour être capable
In
recevoir
this year of Jubilee,
na année
everything that you went through in 2025, it's a
c'est
setup for what he has for you in 2026.
Son setup pour ça bon Dieu pour
It's the compounding blessing.
C'est miracle sur miracle.
Don't look at it as bad.
Pas garder comme un mauvais
Look at it as good.
Garder comme un bagage
Because
qui
God
bon.
moved miraculously
Parce
then.
que bon Dieu t'a agi miracle.
He answered your prayers then.
Il te répond prière.
And those answers prayers will answer prayers now.
Et prière qu'elle te répond, il va répondre l'autre prière pour encore.
So we declare now boldly and without
Et
hesitation.
nous déclarer sans hésitation.
This is our year of Jubilee.
Ça c'est année de jubilé.
This is our year of
Ça
Jubilee.
c'est année de jubilé.
This is our year of
Ça
Jubilee.
c'est année de jubilé.
This is our year of
Ça c'est
Jubilee.
année de jubilé.
This is our year of
Ça
Jubilee.
c'est année de jubilé.
Liberty is proclaimed.
Liberté proclamée.
Restoration is enforced.
Nous déclarer restauration.
Nothing is lost.
Pas rien qu'à perdu.
And everything
Et toute bagaille
that was lost
qui
It will be restored back to you from the day that you lost it up until the day you get it back. In Jesus' mighty name. Give God glory in this place. Give God honor in this place. Give God praise in this place. Glorify God in this place. This is your year of Jubilee. 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 We got 15 minutes. If we can do this quickly, I need some Gehazis in this place. I need some Gehazis. If anybody wants prayer, come up. I need a Gehazi to declare. Declare for that person, this is what I see. And we will pray. I need some Gehazis in this place. I need some Gehazis in this place. I need some Gehazis in this place.
I need some Gehazis.
Who needs prayer? Quickly come up. Come.